Hey y'all, eating breakfast on the balcony, and this is like my second take of the video, and I'm like annoyed because I always have one take and I just go for it, and it's because I didn't go to the gym this morning. So I did my FPU class last night. It was awesome, but of course, because of that, I went to bed late, and then unfortunately, Riley didn't have a good night. So I was exhausted this morning, but I'm still going to do cardio. I'm just going to save my leg workout for tomorrow. But anyway, the class last night was great. I'll show you a little clip right now. So anyway, it's been a real blessing for us, and I'm so grateful to be able to do this because not only is it for whatever you guys will gain from it, but I also gain because it's going to help fine-tune what we're doing, our walk. Welcome to Financial Peace University. I'm so excited that you decided to join this group. Super short clip just of the intro. There'll be more material to come as the 9-week course progresses. And it was awesome. It was about budgeting, how to do a budget. And just like it was for me 2.5 years ago, or however long it was when I took the course, the group was also with that, like, well, how do you do it? Show me. And it was new to them, you know. Everybody talks about budgets, but nobody knows how to do them. Everybody says, keep your budget. Like, why weren't we taught these things in high school or college? And like, I have a degree in business, so I took several finance courses. Why were we not taught this? Anyway, so that was great. The group really left with a lot last night. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm really excited about this journey, not only for what my family and friends are gonna get who are joining the group from what they're learning, like what happened to me a couple years ago in my family when we went through Financial Peace University, but it's gonna fine-tune where we are, how we journey through this. And we already see some holes that I can talk about because that's what this is about. Transparency and imperfection. We mess up. How do we fix it? We're on this journey. So I've been budgeting, conservatively speaking, every month for 2 years. Now, getting on a budget, the first time, it's hard. Like, you're going to write numbers incorrectly the first month. Then the second month will get better, and they say do it for at least 3 months so you get a rhythm. And it's so true. Like 3 months, you start seeing patterns, and so forth. But, and also, I've told you before, download the EveryDollar app. Download EveryDollar on the App Store and start your budget. Anyway, so takeaways for me last night were, 1, Yadrell and I do not meet to do a committee budget meeting. I just do the budget. I do ask them questions when something's an outlier. So we're going to have to start doing that again. Because I'm smart, but that's why you have a partner. So he could catch where you fall, where you're not great. I might be smart and able, and I could do math, and I don't know, I think I make good decisions. But until you bounce it off of somebody else, you don't realize you got holes. Everybody got holes. Everybody got a slip-up area. Everybody got, what's it called? An area that they don't notice. There's a way to say that. I know sometimes I get very creative with the words that I use, but you get my point. But an area they don't notice, they don't see, because of how they grew up, the perspective, and they need somebody else's perspective. So no, we're going to start doing it together. I think that's key to fine-tuning it. And the other takeaway is our food budget. So we already do not do restaurants. Like, very rarely. We have restaurants and food separate on the budget category, and we're really low on restaurant. Like, we have like $100 a month towards restaurants because we shouldn't be going to them because we're in debt 100%. So like, if you're in debt and you don't have your emergency fund fully funded, which is your 3 to 6 months, you shouldn't be eating out, period. However, I am the type of person, if you know your weaknesses and you don't want to set yourself up for failure, I know I'm going to buy something out there in the world at some point during the month. it's just a guarantee. Even if it's cheapy Pollo Tropical, that makes us really happy. That's great. So $15 meal for the whole family, and we're happy about it. But I know I'm going to buy something, so therefore I put $100. That's it. That means we're not going to, I don't know, Yard House and eating appetizers and drinks and that's an $80 bill. Like, we're not going to do that, because then that's it. That and Pollo Tropical once, that's all we ate that month. So no, we have this $100 pretty much to safeguard us from ourselves, but not to take a good portion of the budget to go towards restaurants, because we're not at that place right now. However, food, I try to slim it down, and we go over budget a lot. It's because we're a high protein house. So basically the decision is we need to up it some, which is what your girl says, so that we're gonna actually kind of slow down our road a little bit. Getting out of debt, not a lot, but still, like, you should be, again, acting like you can't breathe because you're in debt until you're out of it. Because if any emergency comes, what are you gonna do? Where is the money? And technically, if you're in debt, you're broke. I don't care how much money you make per year, you are a broke person. So anyway, but I also got to see how I could better slim that down. You know, I'm thinking of going to Trader Joe's, because they have some quality foods at a really low price. I have to drive out to it, but we got to do that. So we got to do those two things. So the one takeaway I wanted to leave with you is that the reason why most people don't know how to do a budget is they just spend money and then they review what happened. That's what happens on your credit cards, right? Don't they give you that little pie chart that breaks up restaurants, food, gas? And if you look at your percentages, you go, great, I'm not spending that much on restaurant. But when you look at the dollar figure, you're like, oh my gosh. Why? Because it's to the benefit of the credit card companies that you keep spending money. So they're going to decorate it nicely and give you your little pie chart. When you look at the pie chart, it don't look too bad. But when you look at the numbers and you realize that you could have done other things with those numbers, it's bad. So what is a budget? A budget's a leading indicator. That's how I was able to forecast when we're going to pay off the car. So in January, originally, we were going to pay off the car by June, I think. May was my stretch goal. And once I started listening to Dave Ramsey every day, I realized all the holes that were in my budget. Well, what were these holes? These holes were, what's it called? Luxuries, right? Spending, I think I had like $150 for eating out, and we'd probably hit $200 sometimes, so I had to cut that back. But aside from that, my son was at a gym. That's really great for him. He loves it, but that's a luxury. You know, all things that are extra, even entertainment, going on a trip, even if it's cheap, spending a night at a hotel for a staycation. Like, no. These are things you cannot do while you're in debt. So anyway, as I did the Dave Ramsey, or listened to Dave Ramsey at the beginning of the year, I started fine-tuning the budget, and suddenly it went from paying the car off in June, maybe May, possibly. I'm paying it off on Monday in April, okay? Because I fine-tuned it. So a leading indicator tells you in advance what's going to happen, or tells you if you do these actions, you're going to get this. It's a very common term in business. And it's basically, instead of going through the whole year and going, man, I really wanted to pay off some debt this year and I just couldn't do it, and you look back at the year, no, it's going into the year saying, well, how can I pay off $10,000 in debt this year? And working the numbers backwards and then doing the activities. So of course you could have a plan, but if you don't do the activities to get there, you're not going to get there. But anyway, I'm not sure if anybody's ever tied leading indicators to budgeting, but that's exactly what it is, which is exciting. So who knows, maybe there'll be more content in this vein from me, but that's what it is. It's you taking control of your money, telling it what to do, and meeting the goals that you have, not letting it happen to you. You control it. So download the Every Dollar Budgeting app and just get started. I've said it over and over. You do not have to be perfect. You don't have to do it right. You just have to do it every day. Consistency over time. yields results, yields success. Let's get it.